America, and I don't know where else you are. Here in Japan, it is nearly 1 a.m. But my ears are ringing, my heart is brimming, I am tired as hell, but I feel like I just got back from heaven. So that just means that I came back from alive. Um, Today was actually, I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit. There we go. Today was a very long, very full day. Um, After a very long week, I was very tired, kind of stressed, and it's been only, like a little over a week since I got back from America. Hey, all two of you watching this now. Hope you're well. Um, Now, let's just get straight into it. This weekend is very busy. It was very busy. Bandmade had their first show back from the States in Nagano, and there's going to be a tattoo of that coming up along with their show from Kanazawa, which is tomorrow. So those two shows we put together for the next tattoo. But today, there were a variety of other things going on. The very first thing was at 11 o'clock a.m. my time, Japan time, Whiskey Dust. That is whiskey with an EY and dust with the UST. And they had a live stream which went on for nearly 2 hours. Pretty amazing. But if you don't know Whiskey Dust, or if you've heard of them but never actually listened to them, I mean, I've I've mentioned this before, but they are very much a nostalgic band, but at the same time, it's very fresh. I think anything reinterpreted from Japanese women, it turns it on its head just a little bit. So for those who know, the two members right now, Whiskey Dust, they have a support drummer and support bassist, but it's made up of Aya-san and Erika-san, or Erica Van Halen. And the two of them together are pretty special. Um, and it was again a nearly 2 hour show. It's a live stream on YouTube. I think you can still actually look it up, and it's still available. So if you have time, please watch it. Um, oh, by the way, I will be actually interviewing them this coming Thursday. And that's not the only reason why I'm supporting them. I like them actually way back, and I wanted to interview them. But thanks to Russ Henry from the Foxhole, konbanwa, SJ, hello, everybody. Um, but thanks to Russ Henry from the Foxhole, whom I interviewed a little while ago, he helped me get in touch with Watanabe-san, who is the head of Thunder Snake, the venue, record, the music shop, and he takes care of those girls. So got a chance to talk with him. So on this coming Thursday, that's September 7th my time. I'm going to do an interview with them, and that will go up probably in anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. Now, let's go on to today. So today, it was my sixth time back at OSAKA Shovel. The long name is Big Twin Diner Shovel. It's very long. People just shorten it to OSAKA Shovel. And I will say that if you are in Osaka, you should always, always check and see, and even ask me, that's fine, if there are any shows playing around the area, because I probably will know, especially these days, and most of those shows do tend to be at Osaka Shovel, although there's also Club Mercury, Club Vijon, and other places. Anyhow, today was special because the show was hosted by the Sheglapes, and romanized in English, it looks like the Sheglapes, and I think that's kind of how I pronounce it. But in Japanese, it's Sheglapes because the R and L kind of mixed together. And yes, Bandmate did debut a new song called Go Easy. It is all over Twitter. So I'm excited to hear that, and I guarantee you the next few months heading into Yokohama is going to be a whirlwind of a lot of twists and turns. And Psyche is going to go, "You don't know me. You think you know, but you really don't." Yeah. Okay, so getting back to tonight's show, I had the chance to interview the Sheglapes. This had been something that I had wanted to do since the last time I saw them, which was back in July 15th, when I saw Sara and her solo band. And the Sheglapes were a band that I interviewed briefly, along with Magistina Saga. And I kept in touch with them, and then I said, "Hey, I'm going to your show, let's do an interview." They said yes, I said yes, and we did our interview. It was about maybe 25 minutes. If you're lucky, you'll get 25. I'll have to see how it edits. But it was a lot of fun. They're just, I really like them. I don't know if it's because I've been living and working in Osaka for a while now. I actually live in Hyogo and Osaka, but I more or less am in the area. So I definitely feel a kinship to them. And based upon our interview and our talking today, we're all kind of family anyway, as it is. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming up as well. Man, translating everything and subtitles, it's tough. Oh, what up, Ryan? Good day. It was a good day. A lot of good music, a lot of good bands, and I feel good. I feel really good. Now, let me go really quickly. As I said, it was my sixth time at OSAKA Shovel, and I'm going to show you the ticket so you can see very quickly. So if you look, the opening act, it's in kanji and hiragana. It is Neko Massurura. And that is actually today, it was the Sheglapes, along with, I believe, I heard Musan. She was the guitarist for Zetai Club. My first time seeing her, really cute. Um, yeah, she's petite, but her heels were about like about this high. But yeah, they opened up tonight, and they were all wearing cat ears or something like that. It was, man, gosh, what can I say? They're really fun. The Sheglapes are one of the most fun bands. Hey, what up, Russ? Is one of the most fun bands that I've seen. The first time I saw them, I was just kind of like, okay, okay. But their energy, their excitement, just they connect really well with the audience. They have a way of just drawing you in and like welcoming you in. Um, yeah. So I would definitely recommend them, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit later on because not only were they the opening act, but the closing act as well. And Keiko-san, the lead singer, man, she's a strong personality. She's a strong personality, and she will win you over. Um, okay, next up. Actually, on the ticket, it says Kiss the Quartet. It was actually Majestina Saga. Majestina Saga, if you see my previous video and a short interview, they're actually sort of a visual K band. They go for more of the gothic look. And they've been around for a while. I would say just as long as Bandmate, if not longer. And they've had, kind of turnovers with their members and whatnot. But I will say that their albums do not do their live performance justice. I'm actually a huge fan of the guitarist, Urogi-san. He's the only male in the band, but he's so happy and excited and charged and just pumping the crowd the entire time. He's got a good solid sound on his guitar. It's heavy, it cuts, and it has weight to it. But Mirei-san, who is the bassist, she's got this like groove about her that's really sexy. really cute, and I think especially if you're into cute basses, I think she would definitely be on the list as well. Mira, the drummer, came back. She was sick the last time I went, and it kind of made it difficult for them to perform because it was the three of them with the backing track. But tonight it was all of them with Iori, the lead singer, and they got the whole crowd going. It was a great time. It was a great show. They did an awesome job. Definitely check them out. Next up was Electric Mama, and I will say that for me personally, I really like them. I'm not just a hard rock guy. Um, I would say I'm mostly hard rock, even more than metal. I would say I'm a hard rock guy. You know, I love alternative, but I also grew up on like new wave. I grew up on Depeche Mode. I grew up can't even think of the names right now. I mean, you have The Cure, you have Echo and the Bunnymen, you have The Church, Pet Shop Boys, OMD, Psychedelic Furs. These are bands that maybe some of you don't listen to or never did, but I love these bands as well growing up. So my taste is pretty eclectic. Um, Part of that is because of my sisters, part of it because of MTV, but all great stuff. No new links for the song Go Easy. I doubt there will be unless there was a foreigner in the crowd, because if you're Japanese, you are more likely than not to follow the rule, more likely than not to follow the rule of not recording or shooting photography during a show. Especially at a bandmate show. With the smaller shows, like the one I went to tonight, that's all I did. I took a lot of photography, took a lot of shots, and video. But that's to help promote these smaller bands. Yeah, so going back to Electric Mama, it's a duo. They've been around for a really long time. I mean, I don't quite recall. I interviewed them briefly after the show. It was like 2004. I would say like almost 19 years. So they are a little bit on the older side. Um, but I love their sound. I especially love some of the songs that they had put out on YouTube. I listened to some songs called The Wall, Cosmic Zero, Planet Nine, Dystopia. I actually bought their CD. Dystopia Parade. I mean, check out that album. It's a great album, Dystopia Parade. Let me just show this to you right now, okay? So this is the cover, and this is the two of them. I've posted on Twitter. I'll post more on Twitter, and I will put up a link for that later on. But I mean, if you're more into eclectic, because they do, again, their sound is a lot more. It incorporates a lot more like dance, groove, electronic, um, rock. The guitar. This is in no way whatsoever am I putting the guitarist down, because we actually talked about this in the interview, and I said, "Hey, you played a Squire tonight." He goes, "Yeah, it was 20,000 yen, which is probably like $150." But the sounds he got out of that with the delay, the reverb, just the feel, God, it's so good. I'm a really big fan of that band and of their music. If you don't want something quite as heavy and intense, and a little bit more space, but there's a lot of feel to it too. I don't know. Their grooves go pretty deep. I would highly recommend them. So I did do a really brief interview with them after the show, and that will be posted sometime in the future as well. So that's Electric Mama. Love them. I really do. Not just sort of, lip service. Next, Kiss the Quartet. I had never heard of them until this show. I had seen sort of being promoted. It's a four-piece band, hence quartet. The lead singer is female. The other members are male. Good, solid rock sound. Good, solid. No, not even rock. I would say it was metal, but it was sort of a pop-ish metal. It was heavy, but the melodies had a lot more melody, was more melodic, if that makes sense. Um, there wasn't anything that particularly that stood out to me about them. And I think songs in terms of like the BPM, it was similar. There was a similar beat to it. So nothing totally stood out, but it was a pretty solid sound. Um, I enjoyed listening to them. Um, but I think that's as far as it goes for me. But please feel free to check them out. Kiss the Quartet. I did check out on YouTube. There wasn't too much available on YouTube, but again, feel free to check them out. You know, it's. I'll say this: you can hear somebody's recommendation, hear somebody's review, but that's them. That's me. It's not you. And I think again, we do cross over. We do have similarities, but we're not exactly the same. So I want to throw out all these bands to you and give you the opportunity to check them out. So yeah, that was Kiss the Quartet. Next was this band. Here, let me show you the kanji. It's right here. And if I'm correct, it's pronounced Tenrin. Tenrin. If I were to be a very American, it's Tenrin. Tenrin. Not the 10 rings from Shang-Chi, but Tenrin, which is like heaven something. Now, this is really interesting. There was actually a band previously at OSAKA Shovel. I don't remember their name. All Guys. The same with this band. All Guys. It was very much a dude band. And the interesting thing is that the previous band that I saw that was similar to this band in terms of like the male energy, just the dudeness of it, which I loved. It was great. It was fat. It was heavy. It was just like I don't know how to explain it. I know a lot of you guys who follow MNN and who are into Japanese music, your music tends to be, I think, not everyone, but a lot of people predominantly female, right? So whether it's Bandmate, Gataric Spin, Nemophila, Brideer, you know, it's the music is amazing, but there is a female energy about it because they're female. Now, I don't know how to explain it, but when like there's a bunch of dudes that come in, and these guys were, I would say, more middle aged. There's this comfort they have, and there's this. I keep on wanting to just say dude. I don't know if it's because I'm from California, but there's this dudeness that they have, which is really fun and really cool. Um, I felt like shades of Judas Priest, shades of Iron Maiden. The lead singer had insane eyes, and the only way I can describe it is that he had Jack Black eyes. And I hope you understand what that means. Jack Black eyes. So imagine Jack Black, maybe a slightly thinner, but not thin, with blonde bangs around here and just looking at you. But the guy was wailing. I mean, like, very Tenacious D style as well. But yeah, I mean, they brought the heavy, they brought the hard, they brought the fun. I don't think any band tonight had people headbanging and just losing their shit as much as this band in terms of just the weight of it. Um, yeah, there's just something about it. And the drummer, I think he had the fattest sticks um, I've heard in a while. I mean, it was heavy. It was, yeah. So good times, good times. But as with the previous band, the all male band, is as much as all the ojisans, the uncles, the middle aged guys who are there, who may appreciate that moment, they're still not going to take pictures with them at the end, or they tend to buy their merch the least. So just keep that in mind. If you are a middle aged man that wants to come to Japan and start a band, Even if they love you, they probably won't want to take pictures with you. It's kind of how it is. All right. And then finally on to the Sheglapes. Um, After I interviewed them briefly last time in July, I downloaded their music. Their two main albums are Back and Forth and Seiden. And man, I've come to really love them as people. There's this warmth about them, this fun about them, this comfort about them, and you're gonna find that out when I post their interview. But their music is so eclectic. They're labeled as metal on a lot of different sites, and metal is definitely a part of the equation. But their backgrounds, whether it be with enka or classical, one of their big influences of both the bassist Ruka and then the singer Keiko is it L'Arc en Ciel? Since I don't speak French, but you guys know if you know Japanese bands, right? Rainbow. Um, but yeah, their sound is complex. It incorporates classical elements. It incorporates very dramatic mood. I mean, there's layers upon layers of arrangement. Um, they do go kind of have straight metal at times, but they do incorporate a lot of drama in their music. Like it's very progressive and they have movements, I would say. And for me, I love that type of music. Like one of my favorite Beatles songs ever is "A Day in the Life," because it was so jarring. If you guys do know "A Day in the Life," it was so jarring to hear John Lennon singing just that song, and then out of nowhere you have that middle section with Paul McCartney, and then at the end that whole symphonic just like devolving cacophony, which was just gorgeous and just shocking. But I think Sheglapes, I told them today in the interview, I said, yeah, I feel like your music, it's like one song sounds like I'm playing an RPG video game, like it's Zelda. Another one, I feel like I'm watching a movie. It's very cinematic, and there's a very cinematic quality about their music, um, with vocals, with background vocals, with the guitar. They have a keyboardist, Chizuko, and because she has a classical background, when you hear her play and the things that she does, you hear that there's a contrast and there's a sophistication to their sound. So I'm definitely a fan. As Russ just mentioned in chat, Seiren Back and Forth. I decided to go all out. I bought every CD they had today to support them. They're an Osaka band. I really feel a kinship with them. And so I would say, yeah, listen to them. I don't know. I think for some people it may not be your thing, but for me, I've definitely gone back over and over again to their music. So today was their bassist. Oh, actually, yesterday was her birthday, but they celebrated it today with this show. Um, Her name is Ruka, but Romanized, she spells it as Luke. Luke. Um, so that's interesting. But if you ever see Luke for the Sheglapes, that's actually Ruka. I know. And that's the bassist. She's so sweet. And here's a nice little story. I don't know if SJ is still watching this, but I was at the show. Everything was finished. All the bands are at their booths. They're selling their merch, doing their checkies, their photos and stuff. Oh, Tomorrow Never Knows is amazing. Are you kidding me? That's just like beyond its years, even still. But so Ruka, okay, so Ruka, the bassist. Um, so SJ had messaged me. I messaged back, and then I said, "Oh, I'm at the Sheglapes show," And then he said, "Oh, say hi to the bassist. Like she's my favorite because she looks like Sawa from Aldius, who also plays bass." And so he sent to me a message, "Oh, tell her she's my favorite." Or I don't think he said tell her. I think he just said, "Oh, she's my favorite already." And then I told her that. I said, "Oh, my friend in America says that you're his favorite." And I said, "Is there anything you want to say to him?" And then she said, "I tell him I love you." So I sent that back to SJ. SJ sent me a SJ sent me a gif of just this guy falling over, and then I showed her that, and she said, "Ah, it's unfortunate that he's all the way back in America." So hopefully, SJ, one day you get to meet her. She's a total sweetheart. I think when you meet her, you'll fall even more in love with her. But that was really cool. Yeah. What can I say? So great, great day. From beginning to end, from waking up to just about right before going to sleep. I had an awesome time, awesome bands. The show tonight was just like wall to wall, just fun, total blast. And the interesting thing is that um, I kind of decided, and I think this actually started with yeah, tell that to SJ's wife. Um, or I'll double date, which means I'll date Keiko and Ruka. Um, but I think it started with Hades. And when I saw them, I felt like this is a band that I feel like America needs to know about, the world needs to know about. And I decided to push them on Twitter, wherever else I could. Uh, you know, take photos. I mean, whatever way I could to support this band because I really believe in them. And I think when you believe in something, you want to see it come to its fullest fruition. Um, and over the past few months, um, interestingly, Bandmate going back to the States and Bandmate and the show was kind of a break for me. I just sort of enjoyed myself, even though we were doing eminent stuff. But coming back and getting back into the show and into the groove, I find myself, okay, I want to support as many of these bands as I can without hopefully burning myself out. But today, I enjoyed the show, but I was taking photos the whole time, taking videos, seeing and thinking about what I could do and what I could post online, how I could support them, get the word out about these bands. And I'm not sure if I'm going to continue that every single time, but man, I don't know. I really, if you talk to somebody who works in Japan, they're not a fan. The company I actually work at, besides MNN, when I talk to all the workers, it's like, oh yeah, I want to find a different job. I don't want to be here. Oh, I want to move out of Japan. And a lot of you guys watching are like, what? I want to move to Japan. But moving to Japan, living in Japan, working in Japan as a Japanese is very different. Um, and I don't know, there's something very special, very precious about these bands in Japan. They're a unique breed. Um, and as many as there are of them, in the scheme of Japan and percentage wise, I mean, they're really rare. So they're really special people, and I find them to be something that you need to protect at all costs because you never know if one of these bands that you love just goes away the next day. So, um, yeah, I am here in Japan. I count my blessings. I understand that I am a very fortunate man. The fact that I have interviewed multiple bands now, and that I'm going to continue to interview other bands. Um, and I'm still hoping one day SJ and I are still hoping Bandmate. That is that was the reason why this channel started and why it exists. But I do hope some of you guys out there who love other music and who are really interested in finding other bands and want to grow, I think your own personal sort of list that you'll continue to watch and continue to support. And I'll just say to all of you out there, wear your passion like badges for everyone to see. You know, like let let people know. Let the band know. It's kind of like this. I'll close it with this because I don't want to go too long. But it's like if I were married, which I'm not, but if I were, and I were telling everyone how much I love my wife, and then you formed a group of husbands who talk about how much they love their wives. Oh, that's great. I'm glad that other husbands know how much you love your wife and you know how much other husbands love their wives. But your wife has no idea how much you love your wife, you know? So if you are on social media, wherever it is, whether it's Instagram or YouTube or uh, I'm always gonna use Twitter. I'm always just gonna say Twitter. And if I say Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe it's TikTok or Discord. Um, don't just tell the fan club that you love this band. Tell the band you love that band because they need that support. They need those words of encouragement. And I see that every time I go to a show, when the fans get together with the band. As much as these fans need the band needs the fans. So um, one big cycle, one big happy family. Um, but yeah, man, Ah, PG-13. So there's one F word. I am one fucking lucky guy. That's all I can say. I am in Japan. I can see these bands just about almost anytime I want to. And goodness, like uh, I'm not just seeing these bands. I'm talking to them. I'm hopefully building relationships with them, and I hope to be helpful in getting the word out about these bands. And every band says, I want to tour. Well, I want to do Budokan. I want to do a festival. I want to tour overseas. I want to go to America. I want to go to Europe. Um, yeah, if you have the chance, if you're on YouTube, don't just watch the videos. Not that they'll always read the comments, but I think they will. For the most part, tell them you love them. You're on Twitter, you're checking out the news. Tell them you love them. Tell them you support them. Um, and I'm hoping, you know, oh, I said I was going to close it pretty soon. Ideally, I would love to see a tour with Hades, um, Whiskey Dust, Sheglapes, Saga, but yeah. Sega is another band I want to interview, and hopefully I will before the year closes. So, all right, guys. Um, to wrap it up, today was amazing, beginning to end. And Bandmade, for those who didn't hear, I'm gonna do an actual tattoo tomorrow. But for those who haven't heard, they did a new song. They did a brand new song, spanking new. They were still peeling off the plastic tonight. It's called Go Easy. They did Spirit. They did Take Me Higher. They did Honkai. What the hell? Psyche was drinking a lot last night. I said, we'll just do all of these. But tomorrow is gonna be a little bit more elaborate. Again, Nagano and tomorrow Kanazawa. I'll wrap it up tomorrow night. So, yeah, thank you guys for hearing me talk. Are there any questions you guys have? Any questions about bands? Any questions about watching a show in Japan before I close out? I know it's Saturday morning, so um, I don't know. Are you guys busy Saturdays? Tonight, it's Sunday 1:30 a.m. for me, so tomorrow I'm gonna sleep in, but I do have a long laundry list of things to do as well. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of time. Oh, and while I do, um, it's cool. I actually only bought one, but they gave me 3 Sheglapes. This is Shun, the guitarist, the pick. And then the bassist, Uruka's pick. My impression of Tomorrow Never Knows, the loops, the backwards, that wah, wah, like the seagulls, all that stuff. I mean, um, just the droning quality of it. It's it's very Tibetan. It's very retro yet extremely futuristic. Um, it's basically like you got high and you've been transported to a higher plane and you're living in the clouds with John Lennon droning in your ear. But I wouldn't mind that. If you guys don't know, I absolutely adore the Beatles. They are my number one over Bandmade, and they always will be, no matter what. Just because, for me personally, when a band affects you from the beginning, um, the first uh, in a completely new and dramatic and um, paradigm shifting, universe tilting way, I don't know, you can't go back. Like the Beatles just did me in completely. So, and don't get me wrong, I mean, Bandmate, I absolutely adore. Um, oh, thanks, Russ. Yeah, it's a joy. I'm tired. I'm really, really tired. And there's a long list of bands I want to interview, but I gotta take it slow. And SJ has been trying to like um, saying, "Whoa, whoa, horsey, calm down, settle down," and I do have to tell myself that too. All right, so since there aren't any more comments or questions, I'm gonna leave it with. Oh, nice. I blame Barbara and Russ for all these stuff. All right. Okay, cool. Hey, what's up, Peter? So this is my checky with the Sheglapes. We did kind of a tiger thing. Oh, nice. Glad to found you on whiskey. Oh, cool. Very cool, Walter. And then Electric Mama actually gave me, they printed their name on a mask. And I'm never going to use this mask just because I've stopped wearing them. I think I would say reasonably so. But yeah. Oh, Peter, by the way, I met Arashi. He was talking about you, got your 2 CDs signed. I was helping him translate with Magistina and with the Sheglapes. So, yeah, good to see you, man. I'll see you in person. I mean, I saw you at the first Hades show that I went to, but besides that, I haven't seen you since. So, I'll see you again, or maybe the second Hades show. I don't remember. I know you're a big Mayo fan. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much. There is stuff coming up. I will be at the 923 Hiroshima show, and then in October there are multiple shows that I am going to. The Bandmade ones, 2 Hades shows, and then the Sapporo shows in October, Osaka show. Yeah, and stuff. But let's stop it there. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Yeah, in the comment section, tell me some new bands that you've found recently that you've been listening to. That'll be really cool. And then who knows, if I like them and they're playing around me, then I'll go and maybe I can get an interview with them as well. It's crazy. It's crazy that I'm actually getting to interview these bands, and there's more bands. I mean, who am I? But this is the opportunity that I have. So again, I'm really, really lucky. Thank you guys so much. Stop it, Henry, Russ, Henry. Stop it. Stop it. Slowly. Have a good night, Peter. SJ, I know you're married. I'm telling the world out there that you're married. So, Russ, don't encourage don't encourage things out of marriage. Um, Suspended fourth. Okay, please put that not only in the chat, in the comments. Thank you guys. Keep on watching, keep on listening to Bandmade, but also listen to all the other good stuff out there because there's so much more. All right, guys, thank you so much. See you again. Bye.